Okay.
That was weak. Hi, welcome back to Gotta Be Me podcast. We're so happy and excited to be here again with you today. We're your hosts. My name is Sophia Benyon, and this is my cousin, Peyton Benyon.
Welcome back to our channel, everybody. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll appreciate it so much.
Today we are so excited because we got some more of our brothers on the show.
Round 2, baby.
Yeah, there's several groups of them. There's a lot of boys in our family, so these are the ones that are just younger than Simon. If you remember, we had Simon on. They follow him in age order. So Elias, Titus, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up?
He said, hello. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Titus. I'm sorry, I'm Elias.
The Foolishness.
I felt like that was on purpose.
I'm Elias, and I'm Sophia's younger brother, her second oldest brother.
And I'm Peyton. I'm Titus.
Are you all nervous?
I'm Titus, and I'm Peyton's younger brother.
How old are you all?
16, like almost 17.
Aw, twins.
Stop.
You're twin. Where have you been?
This is cracking me.
What grade? Why?
Because y'all are silly.
What grade are y'all in?
Juniors. I'm a junior.
Same.
Twin cousin. Before y'all start asking, he is not my half brother. He is my full brother. Somehow,
It's called genetics.
Yeah, I
Okay.
took all the melanin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't much, but believe me, the next one is lighter. You got a blonde afro.
It's called light, bright, almost white.
That's us. That's us. All right. Well, y'all are juniors, so that means you're almost done with your second to last year of school, and you got one more year. Do y'all have plans for after school?
Well, I'll probably, I'm about to start, like, a community college, so I'll probably start doing that next year and continue working on that. And then I'll probably go on the mission field.
Oh yeah, our 2-year assignment. Anywhere you're hoping to go?
Maybe California or Guadalajara would be fun.
Really? Okay. How about you? What you thinking?
Same, like California. I'd like to go to Chicago, but I do kind of want to leave the country. So like, somewhere in Mexico would be nice.
Leaving the country is nice for sure.
And me and Peyton both spent time in Mexico, so we both highly recommend it. But I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to get away from Muncie or not.
Nope.
Probably
Possibly
just be
not.
here.
There's always a lot going on here. Always a lot going on
Oh,
here.
for sure. For sure.
Did you say yes, sir, to me?
He said for sure.
For sure.
I heard yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was like,
Do you have
Okay,
a hole
a
in your
moment of
sock?
silence for me and Sophia not having shoes.
which we're so sad about.
Moment of silence. Moment of silence.
Okay,
observed.
thank you.
They're losers.
Our brothers are losers. They don't get us shoes.
I have a Bible.
You have a Bible.
I do.
So,
I'm gonna say what y'all's favorite.
Y'all
hobbies. Are you ready?
materialistic. I love my Bible. Go ahead.
you're so weird, bro.
So, what are y'all's favorite hobbies? What do y'all like to do in your pastime? I think we might know the answers, but I think a lot of people would like to see what do our 16, almost 17-year-old brothers like to do in their free time.
I like to play any sport, but mainly basketball. That's my thing. I play so much basketball.
Mainly basketball. Do you want to say that you're better than Isaac before he gets on here?
Oh, I'm like way better. There's no question.
No question.
Yes.
No competition. Nothing.
Cause like he's like more athletic than me. I'll give that to him, but he doesn't know how to work hard.
Yeah, he's lazy.
said that on camera. Okay.
Isaac
we're
is
gonna-
lazy for sure.
And
Oh, you
He's
went all the way
super
there.
lazy.
Hateful.
I
and
know, a little
the
bit.
thing
But
is,
he's athletic, but he's
yeah,
lazy.
the thing is he doesn't watch as much basketball as I do, so like he doesn't understand the game as well as I do.
Yeah.
So it's grit versus talent.
I wouldn't say talent. I would just
because
say
you have talent too, huh?
he's just an athletic freak of nature.
He's pretty
is.
tall. He's 14 and he's
6 foot.
6'1"?
6'1".
over 6 feet tall. For
He's
sure.
huge.
He is. How about
Yeah.
you? What's your favorite?
I like sports a lot, but I'm a little more chill than him. So if I'm not good at sport, then I don't play it really. But like
But you're not lazy though. It's not that.
I'm not lazy, but like I just got into. I'm not hard working as him. Like if I'm more inclined to play if I'm like naturally good at it. But I just started playing basketball, even though I'm tiny, because I mean he was into it, and I was like, hey, looks fun. So I started playing that. We do a little wrestling, some football, some slow pitch softball in a men's league. And yeah.
I know you like to run, or I don't know if you like to run, but you're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'm good.
What's your fastest mile?
I'm not. I don't think. I think it was like 9/10 of a mile, so it was really
Okay.
close. But it was like 4:30.
Ouch.
Some
could
people
never.
tell me it was a full mile. Some people say it was like tiny bit short. But like yeah, it was a 4:30.
But either way,
I promised you that I would drop dead if I even tried to do such a thing.
Yeah.
You threw up right after, right?
I did. I
You
threw
did?
up.
You
Well,
threw up?
I
I'm
ate
sure.
like 2 whole breakfast burritos that morning. I was like, I need protein, so I was just like baked oatmeal, burritos, and then I threw it
Oh,
all
that's
up.
so bad.
After running that fast for that long, that's crazy. So you're not into running as much?
No,
Stick
like
with the
I can
basketball.
do
He
it,
can
but
do it though. He can run.
He's pretty fast. Who's faster?
no question.
Really?
I think what did we run that mile together?
No, he didn't. He run that mile. We had a.
Really?
We did have a team, so there was other members running, but he wasn't. He wasn't in there for some reason. But he like when we run, he always usually comes second, and I'm usually
So
first.
are you fast short distance too?
Like I can compete, but I'm not. I'm not placing first ever.
Okay.
But like I do well. So like on the basketball court, obviously I'm fast. Football, I'm decent.
You can't catch the ball though.
That's not
You
true.
can't catch the ball?
That's not true.
No.
He just has
He's
better
got rocky
hands than me.
hands?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Like if you ask any Binion in the family, they're gonna know who has the best hands. They're actually not gonna admit
it is
it,
him. It is
but
him.
everybody should know that it's
But that
me.
don't mean my hands are. That don't mean I got bad hands. That just means.
Titus is the guy with the finesse, though. He do be having the finesse. As a family, when we were younger, we played a lot of pickleball. Well, not when we were younger. Like, I still play it, but they play basketball more now. But we love seeing Titus and Isaac play because Isaac was, like, the dynamic part of the duo, and then Titus would have the finesse. Yep.
Do you still like pickleball?
Yeah, I do. I just like ever since I like broke my leg, I stopped playing, and then I joined the basketball team, so I just started playing basketball. Like,
But you
full
broke
time.
your leg playing basketball, though.
Yes, I did.
that didn't add up.
That was pretty crazy.
I remember when that happened.
I was watching because I had just like the day before I got a small concussion in slow pitch softball. That's where this scar on my eyebrow came from because I was playing and I was just playing catcher. I usually play first, but I was playing catcher, and the boy hit the ball through his bat, hit me in the face. Yeah, I had
Busted open.
I had a little concussion, so I wasn't playing. I was just sitting. I was watching him play. I see him like do this pump fake. He stepped it. He's like landed on the boy's foot and just somehow like boom. And we just saw it. Me and Simon. Simon like ran out on the court as soon as it happened. He picked him up. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Femur was
Was that like the most pain of your life?
It actually didn't hurt that bad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't think I broke it for sure. Like I could feel like something like inside of my knee, like poking out. But like,
Do you think it was just adrenaline? Like, there's no way that your
That didn't
femur
hurt that bad.
snaps
Yeah.
and it doesn't hurt.
I have no clue. I just know it like didn't hurt that bad at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, now that we've let our audience get to know you a little bit, I have like some more like I guess deep questions. I feel like y'all like to think. I hope y'all do. I know I like to have conversations with y'all that make me think. I enjoy that. And I think that's what our podcast is all about. So my first question is, it's not even necessarily a question, but I just want to kind of get your perspective on how it's been for you to grow up as in America, in the church, as black, or what some people would refer to as mixed boys, men, young men. What's your perspective on that? Has it affected you at all, or have you just grown up kind of oblivious to it?
No, I think it's definitely been an interesting experience, to say the least. Like I mean, I remember this would be more like later, like when I was like 11, 12, 13. I'd be having conversations with my friends, white friends and stuff, and I'd be talking to them and be like, you know what, honestly, like, I know this is not socially acceptable, like, but you know, like the word cracker for white people. I was like, why can't I use that word? I'm just as white as I am black. like what if and I don't think white people just go around saying like, "Hey, what's up, cracker?"
Mhm.
But like, I don't think they do. But like, I was like, why couldn't I? Like, why would y'all be mad if I called y'all crackers? Because I'm just as white as black.
And
Mhm.
just that inner
And
dissonance.
I would like struggle with this. I was like, not that I wanted to be white. I'm just saying like I'm glad for both my heritage, but I was just thinking like, why is that? And it's not till later I realized like, oh, I don't hold that image.
Mhm.
Like I'm black. So yeah, that's just one thing that I've kind of
Thought
found
about as
interesting.
you
Yeah.
grew up.
hmm
How about you? You have such a your dad smile, right? Your dad smiles ear to like it splits his face open when he smiles. Like, have you thought about it? Or you just out here playing basketball and being alive?
I mean, I think I didn't think about it like when I was younger at all. Like I just everybody was just the same to me, whatever. And then I started to get older, and then like
What made you first start thinking about it?
when I first started thinking about it, it's because I realized like me and my brother were like the only ones who look like this light in our whole family, and I was like, I like never thought about it before like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I started like feel like where do I fit in all of this, whatever, kind of like that.
You know what another thing I kind of thought about was like our friends that weren't black. It would seem like they would bring up stuff like when they're around us specifically about like I don't know hip hop or I don't know sports, and it's like
Something that they connotate with blackness.
one day I stopped and thought about it. I was like, why? Like, why do you feel like just because I'm black, I just want to hear about hip hop, or I just want to hear about that you know about hip hop? Like, why do you think I care? I mean, I'm glad you're trying to make conversation, but that's not all
What
that
is
I'm
it that
about.
makes you think that? That's what I want to hear about.
Yeah, so I was like,
I know
that
y'all
was a
had
really
a
big
lot
question
of
for me.
sorry, I interrupted. I know y'all had a lot of interesting conversations at school, right? Like in my dad's history class, and I remember you all saying there was a lot of tension in those classes,
Oh,
and
for
people
sure.
would be
For sure,
getting
for
really
sure.
stirred up.
What was going on?
Well, like we're dealing with like a lot of topics like white fragility, probably a term people have heard, white supremacy and white privilege, things like that. And the first thing Uncle Brian was teaching his dad, he was teaching like we gotta first all admit that like you have been born with white privilege, right? He's trying to teach us that like there is such a thing as white privilege, and there was a lot of students like really fighting that because like some of the students, and it was good. Like we had really good conversations out of it. It was no hate. Like we could have these arguments and conversations, and then afterwards, go hang out. But we'd have these conversations, and they'd be like, "But I know white people that were like are poor and all this and that, and they didn't live the American dream." And it's like, okay, but they still were born with white privilege because they still have
An image.
an image and an identity to where like in their mind they know like as bad as at their lowest they know I'm not black. I can still have more. I still have more job opportunities than the average black male, and we had a lot of really good conversations in that class.
Yeah, that's good. I definitely a thought put out there, originally, because there was a time when I feel like, poor white people started looking around and we're poor, and the black slaves over there aren't doing good. We could get together and do something. And then people that had the money said, well, let's feed. I think, was it Dr. King that said when the poor white man had nothing to feed his babies, he instead fed him, which had been fed to him from those with money, the idea that at least you're not black, and that way to keep them separated, right?
Yeah, that's tragic, really, because poor people coming together, white and black, all the ethnicity is so powerful. Like you see, Fred Hampton was doing that with like he had Latino gangs, black gangs, the Black Panthers, white people, everybody coming together, and they killed him. 20. Well, how old is he?
21.
That always
Titus
makes...
went on a field trip. What
To
was your
like
field trip about?
to his house, whatever.
You went to his house?
Yeah, his house.
The
like
house?
where he grew up, I think.
Okay.
And then there was like a person that was a part of the Black Panther party now, and they were showing us around the house, whatever,
That's really neat.
showing us different pictures, and I guess like we missed it by like 10 minutes, but his son, Fred Hampton Jr., was there
By
before.
10 minutes.
Yeah, he was
That's
there like
crazy.
at the house right before, and he had to go. But they did say they could like get us a meeting like set up with him where we could go like talk to him, whatever.
So
That'd
you're
be
still
super.
trying to do that?
I think so.
That's
That'd be
going to be
super
so
interesting.
neat. You got to record that
Yeah.
because that's crazy.
The craziest thing that y'all told me about that field trip is that they still shoot Fred Hampton's grave to
Oh yeah,
right now
I was
today.
so shocked when
Is
I
that
heard
Fred
that.
Hampton's or George Floyd?
No, Fred
Hampton.
Hampton's like
I
I
looked
thought
it
I
up.
saw a
He-
thing where they shoot George Floyd's grave,
they might do
who
that too.
does?
like just haters, like, and they just shoot
But the thing
grave.
about Fred Hampton's is it's like in the middle of nowhere, cause like it's where like I think he was born in like Mississippi. I want to say, so it's like in the middle of like a small town.
They
Like
took
in,
him home to bury him.
yeah, and so then it's like how are people even finding this to go just
To go shoot.
shoot it? Like the hate that you have to do like that.
I don't even understand it.
Like, I mean, they shot him with so many bullet holes, right? And then they gonna go shoot his grave. Like, how many bullets do we need for Fred Hampton
And the
at this
disrespect,
point,
like
you know?
the
Like,
family
Mm-hmm.
got to see that, go there, visit the grave, and like see, ooh, that's gotta be rough, you know.
Fred Hampton, the story of him always shakes me, and I'm not trying to say like he was. I don't sit as a judge of all history to say that he did everything perfectly, but I think many of the things it did were beautiful. And the thing that always shakes me is how much he was moving and shaking
Yeah.
at the age of 20
I mean,
and 19, 20, and 21.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Why haven't you gotten killed yet?
You know what I'm
'Cause you're
saying?
not doing
I'm
enough.
not moving and shaking things, not like Fred Hampton was. That's how I always make. I watched the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. Have y'all seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
That movie
I've
changed
never
my
seen
life.
it yet.
You really
What?
haven't?
I know
yeah,
about
it's-
it,
you
but
need
I've
to
never
see
seen
it.
it yet.
Yeah. It is.
Have y'all like heard about how he like started when he was like 13 or whatever too?
Yeah, I think
Like-
he was like, and
I think he like helped integrate like a swimming pool.
yeah,
When he
At
was like,
the age of
I
13.
think he was 13.
he was like
and then, like,
president of
15
NAACP or something in high school.
yeah.
The
he, like,
NAACP
grew
saw him
it.
and said, "Oh yes, we want you."
He like grew it like by 700 members or something crazy like that when he was like 15 or 16.
See, okay,
Now-
listen.
when
now-
he was in
He was
elementary,
moving and shaking things, but also he had a gifting. Like, come
He
on.
did, he
Like,
did.
Not just anybody can do that.
it was since he was little. When he was like in 5th grade, he would like tutor little children at his house.
In 5th grade,
Whoever was like struggling and didn't have food, he would bring them home and like tutor them.
and like through him and the Black Panthers is kind of where like free school lunches were born.
Like
too.
he was pushing community from a young age.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we were saying, bring people home. Like he was being a community
That's
himself.
crazy.
At his
Like-
own
That's
house.
so crazy.
Like low key being a little father himself. Like,
Yeah.
And such
what
an
kind
example.
of mother must he have had? To
Be able to
people
stand up
be
in the
all
community
up.
like that.
Mhm.
Do you all feel like there's a particular image that is projected? And I'm saying by the media and just in general of what a black man is or should be or should like an image he should ascribe to.
yeah, that's a big question I dealt with growing up.
Mhm.
Like, cause I mean, obviously I grew up in the church, and the image I was seeing from my black pastors and black preachers and black family members that are, in the church preaching and singing and all this, I was like, that clashes. Like, obviously they're both black, and I see like a lot of similarities, of course, in the culture. But I'm like, that clashes with this image I see of young black men who are like almost, I want to say, ultra sensitive and ultra aggressive. Like, it's okay to be aggressive and manly, but just because somebody says something that presses you the wrong way doesn't mean you got to pull a gun, right away. And I feel like that is kind of an image
Okay.
of young men now. Like, there's a group of people, like, you'll see trends on it. Like, people will, like, do TikToks, like, memes. Like, they call them YNs, young N-words, whatever. They're like, YNs be out here, like, whatever. And they're just crazy. They're volatile. And that image is out there, that young black men are like that. Like, will just pop off, like, with no instigation. And I think that's pretty rough, because then young boys feel like, okay, if I want to be tough, I want to be respected, I want to be manly, that means I got to be like, really, really crass and like really dirty mouth, really overly aggressive, and a lot of young boys end up getting killed. And it's just ruining our community even more.
So growing up in the church, do you think that you're all affected by that spirit, by that image?
Oh, for sure. I mean, because, like, we have friends that aren't in the church, obviously, and, I mean, we hear the music that is pushing it. like, you know, hip hop is not just music. It's like it's a whole religion. It's a whole everything. And so like it's pushing all this. We hear that music. We're in the environment. The spirits are affecting us. So definitely personally, I'm affected by it.
Do you feel affected by those spirits?
For sure, because it's just in the air everywhere you go. Your friends are listening to it. Like you hear it everywhere you go. Whatever, even on like the internet, whatever. You go on YouTube, you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you're gonna see stuff like that, like everywhere.
I think it's like both genders too, cause like we look like, oh, the girls aren't gonna think I'm manly if I'm not like what the music and the media is showing on my favorite celebrities. So you know the boys will do that for validation from the girls and stuff, and some girls they look at their favorite celebrities who are acting like, I don't know, really really bad. I don't want to like be too vulgar, but like whores, you know, like, and they're seeing that and they're like, okay, so I gotta wear few clothes as possible, and you know that's causing problems for their self-esteem, all that. So it's definitely an image out there that affects young black children, teenagers.
I think that's definitely true, and I think a lot of people try to combat those sorts of statements very violently, and I completely understand that there's a whole black community that is not like that at all, and we live around and we
Oh, for
live in a
sure.
beautiful
Yeah,
community.
yeah.
But you cannot say that
it's
this
not
is
being
not what
pushed.
social media is pushing into our little children's algorithms. And I understand that you build your own algorithms, so what shows up, but they know how to get children. They know
How to get youth, young
how
people.
to get youth, and that's what's being pushed. That's what our music is saying, and that's what we're being shown.
Absolutely. So, y'all said you feel affected. I don't want to be vague. What are some ways that you feel like it has affected you? Or maybe I should say has tried to affect you, because I assume you're fighting that. Like, I'm assuming that what you're saying is that you're fighting that image all the time. Like, you're not yielding to that, right? So what's some ways it tries to affect you, or maybe some things that have tried to tempt you?
For me, like I think definitely the language, like the way they talk, the cursing, like all that stuff. Like I think that has affected me for sure. But I mean, yes, I'm definitely like always, fighting it.
I think a big one for me is like specifically the materialistic, and like some people are naturally more materialistic than others. That's
Right.
fine, but like just the temptation to think small and be like, okay, I need these shoes right now. I need this car when as soon as I turn 18. I need these clothes. When like I could think long and be like, hey, I can get me a nice house if I just wait. Don't be so
Immediate gratification, right?
And that's a big one for me. Just thinking, and I think a lot of it has to do with peer pressures because all of our peers think the same way too. I mean, not everybody, but it's the atmosphere that's out here. That's
You
a
say
big
that
one.
as we both have Air Maxes.
I mean, I'm not against nice shoes. I'm not against nice
No,
clothes.
definitely not.
But it's still
There
like
can be an overtaking of it,
oh,
right?
for sure.
For sure.
It can be too much.
I've done too much for sure.
And had to like reel it back a little bit, be like, whoa, what was I doing right there? Do
Or-
you ever have those moments?
Yeah, or get reeled back by somebody else.
Have somebody else snatch you up.
It's not just me. Like, hey, you doing it's somebody else. Like, hey, what's going on, Elias? And then like we got to work it all out. And I'm like, ooh, what was I doing? That was crazy. That was immature, whatever. And I think that's a big thing. Like we were just talking about it. We don't a lot of times have a connection with our older generation like we should because we get triggered. At least I know I do. Like they say stuff like my generation was like that, and I get so triggered. I'm like, I don't want to hear about your generation. But then I'm like, wait a second, come on, I can't dismiss that. I come from that. So like, I think we have a good connection to them, and they can help us out. Like, hey, I kind of did this when I was your age, and I know that don't work. That's super valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's going to take that order. It's going to take the older generation, specifically people like Brother Steph, Brother Randall, and our dads, to help us build an image of what a young black man should really look like, what kind of storyline he should ascribe to, and how he should think of himself, and how he should present himself. Because I think And I think people would try to deny it, and people would try to say, you know, I'm not a victim. And there's a difference between being a victim and having a victim mentality. And that's a whole nother discussion. But I just think there is a legitimate struggle that being a black man in America brings. And I think people could debate about that all day. And I think you could present all kinds of facts and people could, but misrepresentations of facts is always possible. But I think the truth of history and prophecy points to that. And you need someone who is older, and not just older, but also a prophet to help us build a narrative. I felt like celebrating the struggle actually this year was really good because so many people after our viral video that Peyton talked about earlier, so many people were like, "Are you black? What are biracial? You're biracial. You're white. You're half white. You're mixed. You're this," and I don't think anybody in the world actually knows.
Yeah.
What is blackness? But as Steph said, we're over here trying to celebrate Black History Month, but black people can't even agree on who's black and who's not. Because if you kick us out, then you're gonna have to kick out Malcolm X. You have to kick out Frederick Douglass. You have to take away all the inventions of Booker T. Washington. That's not ours anymore. You know, so stuff like that and conversations with people like that are so grounding.
Because we can't find it by ourselves for sure.
Yeah.
So y'all are talking about how these spirits that are not good try to affect you, and you're here trying to fight them. But I think, and I hope y'all feel like this too, as long as you're only fighting, as long as you're only on the defense, you'll never get anywhere. You'll just constantly be on defense.
Well,
so
that's good.
What are some ways that you all feel like you are on the offense? Either you are or you plan to be, you're trying to be, you're working towards. Like, what's your plan? How are you going to... Do you care about other young black men? Or are you just here? I'm just here trying to fight my battle, trying to get through, trying to not be affected. Like, what's your vision for your future? You talked about going to college. You talked about your mission field. But what's your big picture vision? What do you want to do in the world?
Well, like, I think as far as, like, what you were talking about, I'm just trying to get here. Like, I'm trying to just fight my own battles. I'm trying to do this. Like, there's been times where, like, I'm really struggling, and I'm like, I need to just not cut people off, but some people, I can't hang out with them right now. I got to work myself up. But then once I've gotten myself to a good place, I'm responsible. Like, I got to look around and be like, hey, I got what you need. And I could be a good influence on you. So, like, I have been working on not just working on myself, but, like, being a good influence and a vocal influence as well. Like, I have a position. Not to brag, but I am the school body vice president.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, I have a spot that I can be in that's, like, where I can have a positive influence on everybody, and I'm definitely responsible to do that. And as far as, like, being a positive influence on young black men in the community, y'all probably talked about YMRA.
We haven't really.
Young Men's Restoration
Well, for
Academy.
the Robin, but the Devon
They've
run
come on.
here, so they probably talked about it
They
somewhat.
mentioned it.
I'm under them a lot, and they mentor us a lot, of course. And actually, there's some boys that, like, they're older than me. They're out of school, but they've started it up too. And we actually just started having meetings like a week ago.
Really?
Yeah. So that's young men taking in more young men. Shout out Markel Bond.
That's a great initiative to be a part of. We would love to have Markel on someday if we can. How about you?
I think, like, in one way, like, just fighting your battles is, like, a way to show other people, like, that I'm, like, trying to move forward. I'm trying to do better. Like, it's, like, a little different for me because, like, he's, like, the vocal leader. Like, I'm not, like, a vocal leader like that. I can be, but I'm not like that. I'll just try to, like, lead by example. So I always just have to be careful, like, with what I do, how I make myself appear, like what you were saying before, what my story is, like, and how I will affect other people by everything I do, like
Absolutely. People are watching you.
Definitely.
And younger people always want to build their story off of, someone that's not too far from their age. And you have to be.
Oh yeah, there's a whole generation coming up of even younger children, not just people our age.
There is.
But I still have a lot of like even with all the stuff that we're fighting, like as a people and just like as a group of teenagers, I have a lot of love for the Black community, and there's a lot of beauty. Like,
So much.
it's not all bad by any means.
Not
It's
even close.
far more
Nah,
good than
by
bad.
far.
Absolutely.
We're just fighting a lot of stigmas and spirits, but it's, yeah. I'm just so glad that I'm a part, you know. I think
Proud
we're
to be
beautiful
Black.
people.
For sure. It's a beautiful thing. If you could say one thing to our listeners, our viewers, our subscribers, other young Black men that's important to you, close to your heart.
I think like we kind of said it like before, and me and him were talking about what we were gonna kind of say or whatever, because we've been thinking about it, and I just think we need to stay connected to our older people, because they've been through life before. They know what it's like. They've maybe not been in our exact positions, but they know what it's like. They've been around for a while, so we just need to stay connected, and they can lead us like on the right path, in the right way that we need to go.
That's really good. It's really good.
I'm just thinking like, I think positivity is a big one. Like, I see a lot of us hating on each other, and this may sound like hate, like me calling this out, but I feel like if we could all just be more positive toward each other, like, hey sister, your hair looks good today, or you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't take away from you at all, lifting somebody else up.
I think when we commit ourselves to that, we are so good at being positive. Like,
Yeah,
people actually talk about it, like
like
The way we can hype each other up if we do it.
Like, if we decide that we're gonna hype each other up, can't nobody bring us down.
you know how
like,
it is when somebody comes to school with the do-rag, everybody gets around them like,
They
all
take
right,
it off.
let's
They
see
take
them
it.
take the
waves.
wave cap off, and it's like, ooh, as soon as the wave cap comes
Yeah.
off, you know, it's, yeah, we can do it. We just,
hope that, yes.
and it's like, if we don't, we're just gonna keep, if you know what I mean, lynching each other. It's like the spirit of lynching, if you know what I mean. Like, we see something, we don't like it, we're like, boom, this person's stupid, they did this.
And it's a whole group that.
Yeah, and we just like, we cancel them. We don't consider where they're coming from, what they really meant. We straight up just see what they did, boom, cut them off. That's that's virtual lynching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I think we got to stop that. And then the other thing was think big. Think big. As young people, that's specifically young people, like all young people. Like, I just hear that a lot from my mentors. Like, think big. Don't think what's right in front of you, because what's right in front of you lasts literally for today. And
I think it's easy for young people to make a lot of decisions based off of what's happening right here, right now, right?
like, as far as relationships, material things, like girlfriends, boyfriends, and then you get in situations you don't want to be in. But yeah, I think that's a big one, to think big.
That's really good. I'm really happy with all the things that y'all are learning from Brother Steph in school, doing history, learning about hustling backwards. I'm excited for what y'all are going to do. I'm excited for your plans. I hope y'all stay involved. I hope y'all stay dedicated. I'm proud that y'all are my brother and my cousin. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Here we go.
Anytime.
Round 2 of brothers.
We got 3 down and 3 to go. We're halfway there.
Well, who's 3? Jesse, Isaac, Ezra. There we go.
I just come to say that Titus was lying earlier.
About what?
He said, honestly, it didn't hurt that bad when he broke his leg.
It didn't.
This boy is in the hospital.
Okay.
And
I said, she asked if I hurt right away.
Oh,
I said,
right away. Okay.
Wait.
Once he was in the hospital, this boy is in pain. He didn't cry, but he's like, just give me all the drugs you got, please.
That's not what I
Give me all
said.
them pain pills.
that?
No, that's not what I said.
He didn't say that, but
Whatever you got.
But he was in pain. It was it was an experience.
So the pain hit you later.
Yeah, like when I was actually in the hospital and like they tried to move my leg and stuff.
And guess who came through?
Not him.
What? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I just grabbed his leg and picked it up.
Did you, for real?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like because they were trying to wrap my leg and they were like holding it right here, and that's probably the worst it hurt because like I was literally having a broken leg and supporting my foot.
I stayed up till 4 that morning. I got back to the place. He was in surgery at 4 o'clock in the morning. I went back and I fell asleep. Woke up at 6. Ran a track meet and got first place in the mile and in the relay. Yeah.
So you
He
were
was holding it down.
I got 2 golds.
I was laughing because all the boys had been getting hurt. They had been. He had his
literally.
stitches. Isaac had his stitches.
Like within a few
Simon had
days.
broken his finger. They had all this.
Jesse
things.
had a broken
But
finger.
then Titus went and broke his leg.
And we were
And
like,
the other 4 boys were like, there went all our sympathy
Oh,
points.
for sure. Cause
Titus took the cake.
literally at the time I was all bandaged up.
Mhm.
Like I'm telling you, I won my gold medals bandaged up, and like everybody would be like, "Oh, Elias." Oh, poor they call me Lito. It comes from my dad, Lito. They're like, "Oh, Lito." Whatever. Like, what happened to Lito? And then as soon as he broke his leg, everybody's like,
Everybody forgot about you, huh?
"It was bad." Yeah, it was bad.
It was good. It was good.
Were you basking in everybody's attention?
Like a little bit.
You
How
were.
could you not? How could you not?
He's like, bro. When I came back to the cause we were at a camp. He's like, when I came back to the camp, bro, that was the best moment of my life.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
he's
I said that's the most popular I've ever been in my life.
It was like
Like,
LeBron walking into a
literally.
basketball camp. Everybody was
everyone
just
was like, all around him. Are you okay?
like, can I sign your cast? You know.
He had a moment this summer. Yeah, these two are 2 months apart,
Yeah.
and they think they have to do everything together.
Except for I'm
pretty
2
much.
months ahead of him in everything.
That's actually most definitely not true.
No,
He
that's
acts
between
younger
the
than
two
me.
of them. That's between the 2 of them. They got to fight that out, but they've been besties for forever.
I know, we should show nasty old pictures of them when
That's
they
like-
were bald and like
No,
big
you
forehead
shouldn't.
and, like,
No, you shouldn't.
We gotta find one to put on the show.
that'd be good.
Please don't.
They've been together forever. So hopefully we're praying and we're believing that God is gonna use them together to do great things in the world.
Hopefully, for sure, Lord willing, that is gonna happen. Actually.
Y'all know what time it is.
Hey, wait, because like I love y'all's ending, but I kind of don't like it because y'all say
You don't like our ending?
no. Listen,
Hater.
no, because y'all say peace, love, and hair grease, and anybody that's like into poems or
And
rap,
actually knows what they're talking
bars,
about.
like they know. Hey, listen, shots fired. But anyways, like that's not those, like that's the syllables are wrong. Like it's like love, peace, and hair grease. Like it should be peace, love. No, I mean you.
See,
No, I'm saying wrong. I'm saying wrong.
Because you know our way is the
so
truth.
love, peace, and hair grease is correct. That's perfect because the syllables flow. It's 2 and 2. Like love, peace, hair grease. That's 2 and 2. When you say
I don't
peace,
know.
love, and hair grease, that's like way off.
He's
You gotta
right.
say
He's right.
love, peace, and hair
They're
grease.
ganging up
Boom.
against us.
Do we
Hey,
have to hear
nah,
them?
that's right.
They're
That's
Yeah,
right.
for
totally
sure.
ganging up against
Love,
Should we do it
peace,
for
and
them?
hair
Should
grease.
we do it for them?
Oh, I'll be
I did
so
not
enthralled.
promise that I don't think we're
I
going to
don't
change
think
it
we're gonna
ever.
change, but maybe
But just
today
this
we
one
can.
time.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
Because we love y'all.
So we got to do a heart
I'm
like
going to do
this.
an ugly
No,
heart.
we're not doing
Not together.
Not us.
Not us.
They are,
But like,
I'm
they're
telling you.
always sus.
They are
Stop
a
it, stop it.
They're a
No,
little
no,
bit.
No
They don't
way.
want us to say any of this.
Bro.
We won't. We're not saying it. We didn't say anything.
We're not.
You can
Don't
try
Should we
it.
say it for them?
you can crack
All right,
jokes
let's do
if
it.
you
All right,
want.
y'all know what time it is.
Love.
But then it makes us start. We have to start with a heart or
I
something.
know, and
Yeah,
I'm just such
love,
nasty, ugly
peace.
hearts. Okay, I
It
won't
works
look
so
at it.
nice because like, and then this goes straight into a
I'm gonna
piece.
do this heart because
Love,
it's more easier.
peace,
That's not a how.
and hair
That's
grease.
it.
How do you not know that that's a heart? That's
How
such a
how
heart.
do I see that that's a heart?
That's not a heart.
That's for sure no
That's
heart
absolutely
I've
a heart.
ever seen in
Everybody
my
in the
life.
comments
That looks
made
like
it this far,
nails.
y'all know.
That looks like
tell
baddie.
Titus how this
You look
is
like
not
you
a heart.
trying to be a baddie. That's
No,
all.
this is a heart.
That's not
All
a
right,
heart.
let's try. We're not arriving at our ending.
Okay, yeah,
Even
we
though
keep
trying.
talking.
All right.
Okay.
Love,
Love,
peace, and hair grease.
See,
That's how it goes.
Nope.
you know.
That's how it
Nope.
goes.
Well, yeah, because y'all said it so loudly.
Hey, if Kendrick sees this podcast, he's gonna be like,
That's
"These
the
women
man."
finally did it right."
Oh, whatever.